Hi guys, welcome back to Irish Footy Vlogs. Welcome back to another video of ours. And that's right, that is a Mayo FC crest in the corner. Just wanted to even out the flag a bit and I don't know, what can I say? I like Mayo. Nice crest. Guys, we've just set up a Patreon service. I'm going to leave the link in the description. So if you'd like to support the channel, the link will be in the description and probably in the comments. Recently did a video on that, so check it out if you'd like to see more details. Onto the video. My top 5 contenders to be top scorer this year. And by the way, there's players outside this list that are contenders as well. We talked about the last couple of years the way there weren't many strikers in the league you could say that were going to score 15 plus goals. I think there's a lot of contenders this year. It doesn't mean they're all going to score 15 plus goals, but I think there's contenders. And the level striker looks to be stronger this season than it has been over the past few seasons, to be fair. The 5 I've picked, let me know what you think of them, but let me know who you think will be top scorer in the league. Also, if there's anyone else I haven't picked that you fancy might get, say, 15 goals plus or be top scorer or whatever, let me know as well. First up, I am going to go for Lies, I should say, Muse of Bohemians. Really interesting signing this one, isn't it? A player with plenty, bags of Premier League experience. It's an odd transfer in the sense of he hasn't played football in about 2 years. He's 28 now, so between the ages 26 and 28 he hasn't played, which is crazy, isn't it, for a player who's recently enough played in the Premier League. It's kind of sad in many ways, but this could be a win-win for Bowes. They have him for a year. If he bangs in the goals, God knows where they'd finish in the league. But not only that, from his point of view, if he does that, then he's probably looking to get a move, if we're honest about it, elsewhere. It's an opportunity for him to resurrect his career. It's probably a sink or swim scenario, let's be real. If he struggles here, where does he go from here? So, it's going to be interesting to see how he does, but he definitely has the capabilities. If Bowles get a fraction of a Premier League player, they're doing well here. So yeah, that's like me say. This guy is Aiden Keena. Next up, St. Patrick's Athletic, of course, was top scorer a couple of years ago when he was in the league with Sligo Rovers. Stephen Kenny brought him back halfway through the season last season. Started off slowly, didn't look fit enough in my view, but gained momentum as the season went on, started to look very, very sharp. Overall, 11 games, 5 goals, which isn't a bad record considering he started slowly. Scored a couple of goals in pre-season this season, and I think he'll probably lead the line for Pats. The asterisk against him potentially is that it doesn't look like he'd be on penalties. Now, he did take a penalty last year, but Chris Forrester was on penalties. Forrester was off the pitch. So I don't think he's going to be the designated penalty taker at Pats. But a player that has a really nice strike on him with power. I like the way he hits his shots. Precision and power. He seems to be very good at that. That seems to be an attribute of his, but he's good in the air. He can link up the play, and all the centre forward work generally does very well. But serious contender for me for top scorer in the league. Next up is a Shelbourne striker, maybe not the one you think. It's Myo Adabo, a player that reminds me of Afolabi potentially in a way. Not the same type of player in terms of skill set, but Afolabi, was an underage Irish international that needed to reset his career, came back to Bowes and did that, although it took him a while to get going. Myo is of a similar persuasion, in my opinion. He's quick, very quick. He looks like, from the game I've seen against Drogheda, he already looks like to have struck up a partnership with Sean Boyd. Likes to get in behind. I think playing with Boyd, he will suit him. No better man than Damien Duff to get the best out of a player who's maybe struggled over the last couple of years. Sean Boyd is another contender, by the way, incidentally. The fact he's on penalties as well. The asterisk for him, for me, is the potential injuries. Whereas Adabo, doesn't seem to have the same problems. I think Boyd might miss some games due to injury, potentially. He suffers from a few muscle injuries and that kind of thing. So, yeah, I'm putting him down as a contender for top scorer in the league. But either way, from a Shelbourne persuasion, they look like they've got goals in that attack. Next up, Podge Amond, Waterford FC. And now Podge scored 14 goals last season, was joint top scorer in the league. Real fox in the box, isn't he? He's 36 years of age. Some people might suggest, can he keep that going? But he's really good in around the box. So even if he wasn't maybe doing some of the other work or maybe some of the running that he did last year, he did a lot of running last year, surprisingly. You feel like he can sniff out goal. Penalty taker also. The penalty taker, Waterford FC, that'll help him too. And Waterford be looking for him to hit similar numbers, whether he's top scorer or not in the league next season. A really, really good player. Really, when you see a player sometimes play and you kind of go, he's experienced. He's using all his experience. He really does. You can see it in him. Fantastic leader for Waterford as well. And, anything within the penalty area, 9 times out of 10 is in the back of the net. So Podge, Amond, serious contender for me too. Now, as I said, it wasn't particularly in order, but I do think I've literally put a tenner in this player to be top scorer in the league. Why not? I think it's at 12-1 actually. And that's Shawnee Maguire, Cork City. Look, he's been there, done that, worn the t-shirt. Fantastic at Cork City previously. Irish international, had a good career in England. Was sharp with Cork City in the first division last season. Got better as it went along. Has had a good pre-season. Scored a hat-trick, for example, against Sligo Rovers. And he's a predator. Keeshin playing with him will help him, in my opinion. It'll free him up and give him more space. Keeshin isn't a bad striker either, but I think that's going to be a big help to Shawnee Maguire going into the season too. Wasn't on penalties though last year, but then again he came halfway through the season when Evan McLaughlin was on penalties. Don't be surprised if he's on penalties now this season. We'll have to see how that one goes, because the favourites generally take penalties, don't they? But yeah, Shawnee Maguire for me, I think I've my money on him to be a top scorer. But let me know what you think in the comments. Who do you think is going to be top scorer in the league? There's other contenders. Liam Boyce at Derry is one to watch. You would normally say Hooban, but I don't think he's going to play as many games next season. If Moussa struggles, maybe Colin Whelan can come in and do it. He's capable of scoring goals. Mason Melia, if he plays a lot of games, etc., etc. Moses Dyer of Galway is one to watch. And Old Neldin, maybe, of Sligo, if he plays regularly, has the potential to score a lot of goals too. Let me know what you think in the comments. Once again, who's going to be your top scorer for the season? Subscribe to the channel, and thank you very much for watching once again. Bye-bye.